Good afternoon, good evening, YouTube. DJ Dre back on set for another episode of the Money Mix Show. Today we're going to get right into this show, y'all. We got a lot of important things to talk about today. So I just want y'all to stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. Make sure you check out the other episodes because my previous episode is going to tie directly into this episode. So what we're going to be talking about today is, last episode was don't panic. Don't panic when that market drops. This episode, hey man, you got to trust the process. You got to trust the process that you put into effect when you started this channel. And what I'm talking about is your actual strategy. You can't trade on this market on a whim. You can't let your emotions get to you, because if you let your emotions get to you, you will do unnecessary trades. You will lose money. Sometimes you might get lucky and win, but most of the time you're going to lose money if you let your emotions catch up to you when you start trading on a whim. So that's why you have to definitely have a strategy. And as you know, if you checked out our previous episodes, our strategy, our -6% stop loss. Also, we wait until the following or the upcoming Monday to get back in from that stop loss. We evaluate that stock, see if it's a good time to come back in. We don't rush to any type of judgment. So first and foremost, just make sure you check out my disclosure right there. Just read that over real quick. All of the legal and technical information, and we want to get right into this show today. So we left off on, I think it was Wednesday's show or Friday's show. Friday's show, we left off and we had an amazing run. We had some earnings came out, I believe, on Thursday night on a couple of the companies that we hold, which was SanDisk, which was Micron Technology. And the earnings report was great for SanDisk, and the stock shot through the roof. Shot through the roof. And if you were looking at your portfolio, man, you was watching the numbers just go up and up and up, and we was making some good money. Okay, then Friday came, and guess what happened? All of that money that was made overnight, after 4 p.m. and overnight, because the earnings reports come out. When a company reports their earnings, they report those earnings after hours, after the stock market closes. And they do that for a number of reasons. Anyway, we as retail investors, we cannot trade, we cannot buy, we cannot sell. Our stop losses don't kick in. All of those good things do not kick in until the next upcoming day at 9:30 in the morning. So we're kind of stuck. We're in limbo. Whatever happens after hours happen. The stock go up, it goes up, it goes down, it goes down. You know, there are exceptions, but we're not going to get into that right now. For the most part, us retail traders, we're stuck. Okay, so what happened on Friday? Friday, and I'm sure we all, it's Monday now. It's Monday, so we all know what happened if we are keeping up with our portfolios. Friday, when the market opened up, a lot of the big dogs, those hedge firms, those firms that control a lot of money, investment firms that just control a lot of money, they're in control of a lot of money, a lot of people's portfolios. As I told y'all on Friday, people were probably going to want to start taking profits. A lot of companies was probably going to want to start taking profits. And that's exactly what they did. Made me look like I had a crystal ball. They exactly did that. Friday around 10 o'clock, 5 to 10 minutes after 10, the market dropped on our particular portfolio. Everybody started selling. Everybody started taking profits because they just went up too high. And I knew it was about time for people to take profits. So I'm just going to show you real quick. We're going to go to our draft and we're going to show y'all what happened. This is Friday right here. The screen is black right now because we are in after hours. Even though this show is airing on Monday, it is after hours. The screen is black right now, but if you see this line right here, this was during the day on Friday, and right about 10 o'clock in the morning, it just dropped. Everything just completely fell off the screen And as you can see, we took a big dive. And even throughout the day, as we were trying to come back up, as you can see, we never really recovered. And then what happened? Flatline. See this flat line down here? What does this flat line represent? That flat line represents that all, not just one. Now, we only have 4 stocks in our portfolio. 3 of them with stop losses, 1 without, which was SanDisk. But all of our stop losses kicked in. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because had they not kicked in, we would have lost a lot of the gains that we had prior to this. It took us, this is only our 3rd week, so we can't be upset. We can't be too impressed with our gains either, because it's only our 3rd week. We are in the learning process. But because those stop losses kicked in at -6%, and I'm not sure if you remember on Friday, before I closed the show at the very last minute, before I closed the show, when we took those gains, I told everybody to please put a stop loss, increase your stop loss. And in the last episode, I showed everybody how to move their stop loss up. If you started a stop loss at this amount and you made this much money and the stock is now trading way up here, you want to move your stop loss up. Let me show you that real quick. All right. If you bought it right here and your stop loss was right here, then the stock went way up here, you want to move your stop loss still -6%. So you got to move it way up here in order to keep those gains in between. And I stressed that everybody did that on Friday, and I hope you did, because if you didn't, you lost a lot of your money and you're almost right back to where we started from. But those of you who did move those stop losses up, those of you who took advantage of that -6%, you didn't lose that much money. As you see, our portfolio was at $12.77, and we was about at $12.93 in that range. So we did not lose that much money. So I just wanted to stress to you guys the importance of those stop losses. Now, our portfolio now, I'm going to go to our portfolio page real quick and show you. Our portfolio says we don't have any stocks. We don't have any stocks. All of our stop losses kicked in, and when they kicked in, I also manually traded SanDisk because it was going down. I wanted to keep those gains. We didn't have a stop loss on SanDisk, and I told y'all guys we didn't have a full share yet, so I manually stopped that as well. I sold all of SanDisk, so we are out of the market now. All of the money went back into our portfolio, $1277.54. $1277.54. If you remember, we started out with $1,000, okay? And then I invested another $100 after the 2-week period of us getting paid, invested $100 out of our personal paychecks, investing in ourselves, which brought it up to $277. So our net profits right now for this particular portfolio is still sitting at $177.54. That's pretty much how much we have made out of this portfolio. We started with 1,000, we put in another 100, which made it 1,100, and we're up to $12.77. So we have gained $177, but our total overall portfolio is $277 because we added an additional 100 once we get paid. And remember, I told y'all every time you get paid, or at least once a month, please try to reinvest in yourself. Put $100 in your portfolio, an extra $100, or if you started out with 100, put an extra $10 in your portfolio, and you will see how that snowballs and that compounding interest starts to increase over time. So the big test that we have to do today is pick some more stocks, okay? It's Monday. I changed the time of this show, so now it's airing at 7 p.m., but Monday morning when the market opens up at 9:30, You want to wait to about 10 o'clock, 10:15 before you do any trading. That first 30 minutes can be very volatile and a lot of things can happen. After 10 o'clock, about 10:10, 10:15, that can kind of tell you the direction that the market is going in this particular day. All right. So now we got to figure out, are we going to get back into these stocks again? Are we going to buy the same ones again? Or are we going to go down to our watch list and evaluate some other stocks? See if anything else on our watch list is worthy of us purchasing at a good price, and whether or not we should continue on with the current stocks that we had, or we should get rid of some of them and move on to another one. That's going to be our next test, and that's going to be our next show as well, man. We're going to analyze some stocks. We're going to use that program that I use, Magnify, the AI stock picking program, and we're going to evaluate some other stocks and see whether or not we should purchase those stocks today. Okay? And we don't want to purchase anything until after about 10:15 a.m. in the morning. We want to look at those stocks that we want to purchase, and we don't want to purchase them in the green. If those stocks are in the green, we want to leave them alone. We want to purchase these stocks when they are in the red. Not necessarily in the red, but they're going down. So we can catch them on the dip and try to get some gains coming back in, because we don't want to lose. We up $177 and we don't want to lose any more of that. So if you come in and you buy a stock and it's racing up the ladder, chances are it's going to tick back down and you might start to lose some of your money. So I like to, when I come back in after my stop losses have kicked me out, and normally this is uncharacteristic. Normally your stop losses do not kick you out of every stock that you have the same day. That's normally not the case. In this particular matter, because our portfolio was heavy tech and we're not diversified enough in other categories, and we're going to evaluate that. I may diversify it a little bit more when we come in, just to teach you guys about diversification a little bit more. But I'm definitely going to get some of those stocks back that we just previously had. So that's what the next show is going to be about. The next show is going to be about us picking some stocks again, kind of starting our portfolio over again with picking stocks and trying to evaluate these companies once again to see if they are credible enough, to see if we believe that their stocks are going to continue to rise or if they're going to continue to fall. So we're at a critical point right now. Definitely make sure you check out the next show. Make sure you check out all of these shows, definitely the one before this, because you will see exactly what led up to this complete downturn on our particular portfolio. Don't panic though. That's what this market is all about. You got to trust your process. You got to trust your formula. And hey, you will see we will keep rising, or we will keep rising, and we will see this number keep going up throughout the year. So once again, I want to thank y'all for checking me out, man. It's the Money Mix Show. Make sure you check out the DJ part of the Money Mix Show over there on my DJ channel. That's Video DJ Dre. Make sure you check out them hot mixes that correspond with this Money Mix Show right here. Once again, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you tell somebody about the Money Mix, especially if you are a new investor or if you just think about getting your feet wet in this stock market. Once again, I want to thank y'all for checking me out. DJ Dre, and I will see you guys and girls in the next episode.